Hello, Warriors. Interesting day we have trading here today. Some big outflows from Megacap. I'm going to ask Mike where the rotation is. Mike, how are you? 11 a.m. EST, time for you and me.
I'm fine, Coach. Good.
Okay, so just a couple of things to cover. Looks like the Dixie is going to try and close under 103.80. I'm really not that impressed with the action in the euro, but 103.80 was important to me, so looks like Euro's going to at least go for the stops here. So the dollar looks like we could be breaking down. Um, we've had a great move in all the miners, but gold and silver, in my view, have come a little too far too fast. So I took a counter trend trade. I knew after I did it, silver was the better short because gold silver ratio is still having an up day, still holding an uptrend. Yields are dropping pretty good. I forgot what the uh, news was, the data was, but I mean, this is a big break. And if you want to see something that's pretty interesting, um, I just noticed today, and you would never think that these two things would have. Well, I guess they could have something in common. But look, Mike, this is a 10-year yield chart, right?
Yeah, I'm looking.
You had this, and then you have this. Look at this. Isn't that a similar pattern? And that's WTI. So WTI and 10-year, the charts look identical to me. So it looks like yields drop and maybe WTI drops. They shook out all the shorts over this high. I know that nat gas had a huge day the other day. I want to see how the um, natural gas shares reacted that I know you hold. And, you know, Apple
Look at the market's
170.
done since. Look at Apple. I
Yeah,
commented on, yeah, look at Microsoft was down 11 today. I know it's at
it
$300.
still is. And that's something else we talked about up here.
Yeah.
That could be a right shoulder. And then also, Google's been under pressure for a while, right? So that's three of the Magnificent Seven that don't look magnificent.
You want to know what calls are flying off the shelf?
Yeah, I do.
Flying.
What?
GS, Goldman Sachs. You might have heard of it.
Oh, yeah, I have. They
Put up
offered me a job
a
as a
up and come.
janitor.
Did they? Yeah, no, I wouldn't take a job from there.
As
Screw it.
a
Look at the
janitor?
chart. GS is the symbol. You got it?
Yeah, I have it somewhere. Because
I mean, I know you're going to ask me about calls. You're going to ask me about rotation, and it's golds and banks.
yeah, even the regionals are up with the market down hard, which
Well,
is
so
kind of super.
I think people are short regionals and just as maybe some short covering. That's all. That's just it's like we would say it's a bifurcated sector as USB and these other ones go lower. Well, obviously, VLY is in the news, and so is New York City Bancorp. But you
Yeah.
know what? If those go down, just like I remember the last time that SIVB went down, JP Morgan ripped. Where are their deposits going to go? They go to GS. They go to they go. That's where they go. Goldman Sachs. You might.
Okay. Anyway,
So anyway, it's
I
just
forgot where I placed it. You could show it, but yeah, all the banks are up. KRE is up, and you think that's short covering. Uh, so
where they charge you for
then
quotes or something, Coach.
no,
Oh, oh.
no, I just don't have them in any particular order.
All right.
Here's Wells is up
ALB, I
there.
just sold it right before I came on the air. Fact. Look at
Okay.
that.
All right, and here's lithium stock.
That's it.
Are
ALB.
you interested in new lows on lithium? They're pretty much under pressure.
No, I took some money off the table. They did an offering. They did a huge secondary. So yeah, I did buy it.
Okay,
Made enough for Big Mac.
okay, and here's J.P. Morgan, new highs. Here's B of A, new high with divergence. So you're right, the financials are the strength. So the flow is out of mega caps into financials.
And
What else?
what else? I'm sounding like a broken record going in GDX, going into AEM, going into GOLD.
Yeah. Well, Friday they rang the bell and you were doing a live stream. I came in the room, said, "This is it."
Yeah, you did.
So, you know,
And I
so,
listened.
yeah, I do think that now that we might get some kind of, you know, retrace of the recent move, but,
Of what though?
they, huh?
Of what? You've been right on all the mega caps.
Of, on the retrace of the gold move.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, there's a pretty big rally in Newmont, really just back to old. If you look left, it rally told resistance. Now, this is the important part of this gold rally, is that if, which I think we will, get a pullback, we put in a higher low. Similar on GDX, which is a little better, had a little better chart, a little bigger move. Silver, you know, it's what's important now. This little sleepy stock had a nice pop, so we have to see what kind of pullback. You need a higher low,
Bitcoin low. Yeah.
but you know what? If we made a new low, there it would not confirm. But anyway, I think that we've seen the first wave. Here's the other one that had a decent pop. But things like AEM it wasn't so great. So I mean, this is an important test, and that's why even though we're under 1086, 103.80 in the dollar, um, I'm not convinced the dollar is just going to crash from here. So uh, that's all I have for today, Mike. I still think Apple's got lower levels, 160. Microsoft could trade 380. So a little bit of a correction, but I'm not expecting a crash. Maybe the SPX gets back to 5,000, 49.80, and then we make another run towards 5,200. That's the way I'm looking at it. So, but there could be another 80 handles or so in there. And the Dow never made a new high. It's still the weak sister. You pointed out option flow of put buying last week. It's rolling over, about to break this wedge line.
That's coach. Remember, you made. I mean, we were both laughing with each other, if you will. It's because we're older people, and I remember you saying, "Don't kill the messenger" when they were buying XLI puts, and we both laughed. Like, who follows? I always say all the time, "Don't follow the indices or follow the Dow." But it showed you correct. Coach,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful market if you're focused to make good money, both being mixed. Obviously, Apple and Microsoft being long golds in the rotation. Now, oils are acting very well. Stocks like A&F and retail, they're all going on the same day. Banks, retail, and commodities go. They take down techs, they take down biotechs on the same day. And
Okay.
that's what they do. You just have to catch the right day or not be
Okay.
stubborn with. Now the VIX is starting to pop. So, as you say, you're not really sure where they're going to go next, but I know you're going to make fun of me, but it has been necessarily proper and clean, and it has.
Okay. So if you took the gold short, we were 2132. You have $7. Take a piece and uh, lower your stop to today's high, 2140.
I just Bitcoin is
Okay, bro, I'm going to give you the chart so we could see how active you are. I know you're active on a day like this because you're active every day.
hold on a second. Let's go share screen. Where am I? Do I share a screen?
Yeah.
Do I get to share? Share screen. Okay, I just took some big. Let me share again. I got 19,000 windows open. It's like I'm a teenager watching porn or something. Uh, hold on a second. Just took off some Bitcoin here. Was shorting at the high. Bitcoin coming in nicely. Here's coin. What it just did. High 240, now 223. Is that? All
Nice
right.
scalp. You scalp that on the short side.
Well, I'm still looking narrow. I'm still short. I'm still short GBTC. I'll show you right here. Hold on. Settings. Show position info. I'm still short 2,000 from 59.40. I was shorting it
Okay.
this morning right here. Now, which is right before it came on, it dove. What else am I got?
That
ALB.
daily looks like a key reversal might be
It is a
setting
key.
up
Well,
there.
you know what? This was I now I'm clearing again. Now I know I want to talk to you about MSTR did a
Wow.
secondary offering. That was the first. The Big Daddy did a
Right.
secondary today, and that was weak all day. And that was time to set, hold on, let me get a 1 minute just to make an example. This is today. That showed you that once it broke the open low,
Yeah.
that's when the biggest one does a secondary, that's time to run. No, coach.
Yeah, sure, dilution, and they're ringing the register. It's a
Well,
way,
here they come
it's a
down.
way for them to sell their stock without putting in a sell order,
I'll cover some
right?
Bitcoin. I could have been some.
So,
Coach, where's this going? I don't want to get all
it's their printing press.
right here. I'll cover it that 1200.
All publicly traded companies have a printing press, and that's their shares.
Like Venezia is a fucking printing press.
Their
SMCI.
shares cost them nothing.
SMCI. There you go. Obviously, it was the day that they announced that it went into
Blank
the
screen.
S&P.
I got a blank screen.
Oh, okay, coach. The day that they announced it was going into the S&P 500 with a 56 million share float on the thinner side for
Yeah.
stock that was going to be added to the S&P 500. Noted. I was well aware of that. There was yesterday the blow off. Well, hold on. Bottom line is, I mean, after you announce news like that, what else? I mean, I don't know what else there is. So, there's the range in SMCI. You still have stocks making new highs. Let me point up Goldman, which we pointed before, taking huge option flow, huge. Okay, still sitting
They
at the
like
high.
lower yields, the
Whatever they
banks.
do. Stock like A&F, still cheap and going up. OCEA, I had this stock, 200,000 shares from 60 cents. Now it's 560. I sold it at 3. OCEA, almost tripled with huge volumes. First of all, stocks traded 33 million shares. Market's going lower. Okay, also stock that keeps going up every day. VST, an oil and energy stock, goes up every single day. Still taking calls. Still best of breeds. Sans some technology stocks still staying in there. Bristol Myers taking calls as they run into, as you would say, safe plays. That's taking calls. What else are we taking calls in? You know what I'm buying still? Meta. I'm still buying Meta. I'm buying Meta on on pullbacks here. I'm not going to lie. What else is going? Some of these small stocks, they're still sticking. I'll show you my screen. It's a freaking difference. Okay, here's the market. Here's the charts. All right, here's Meta, Amazon. Okay, I was saying, just like I was saying, JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs or a stock like VST, Amazon was the one. So Amazon may be the last to roll. You could probably articulate it better than I can, Coach.
Yeah, it's got a glaring divergence up there. It looks vulnerable.
Okay, let's look at the AMD now. Obviously, pulling back with Bitcoin coming in a little bit. That's been going. All right, so what are you going to do? So, is it over? I don't know. Is it still a bull flag forming? Not sure. You're better at that. But right now, some stocks still haven't broken, and they're still divided. CRWD or ZS had earnings the other day. The second best of breed cybersecurity stock. I mean, there you go. And then CRWD, I believe, has earnings tonight. So that's actually the second best, the first of best. So,
Yeah. So today's sell-off in the indices setting up some buying opportunities
well,
for
like
you.
I said, IoT. Here's my screen. Banks,
Yeah.
oils, a couple of retailers, like they brought up A&F Target reported numbers. I brought that up. They had calls going. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's, it should
It's a
have
hell
more
of a
volume.
move.
There
18
is, but that's
bucks.
Target. That tells you where they're going.
Yeah.
Bitcoin. I took some off. All right, so we covered more at the low. All right, so what else now? CELH, I'm shorted still. I'm about to cover it. Matter of fact, let's cover some. Actually, I'm not going to cover some. GDXJ, Shopify's broken now. Was acting very well. Like there's a stock. I mean, I wouldn't, I
Yeah.
don't get if that was a safer play, like a bank, if you will, for those less aggressive traders, you would short that.
Yeah.
You okay? You
Yeah.
want to leave anything, Coach?
Just that if you were, taking any of the ideas, what's important now with the miners is on this pullback that they put in higher lows. Um, uh, Tough to be long the dollar and tough to be short the dollar. I'm not I have to follow my rules, though. I've been saying it for 2 weeks. Closes under 103.80. You're at least not long anymore. We'll see what happens with the Fed. And then we have NFP Friday. So, I mean, there's major news. There'll be lots of trading all week long for you, buddy, and
And
everyone else.
there's your
So come in the room.
yeah, there's Apple, and just there's the screen, there's the rotation. It's evident. You know, they're holding up Boeing a little bit. Okay, so Walmart's up because of Target. Makes sense. All right, Lennar, okay, big deal. But the big one's Tesla. There it is.
So it's going to be interesting with yields dropping today to see what kind of Bernanke, what kind of Powell we get
I was at least gonna say
tomorrow.
Greenspan.
Yeah, the suitcase indicator.
Remember we used to do
Briefcase.
that? So there it is. TGH, we have all movers. Here's the most active page. Here's the stuff like here. Here's the menu to take things off your right here. All what's active. We brought them up. Tesla, we brought up Mara, we brought up Apple, I brought up OSEA, we brought up Bitcoin. I already mentioned AMD. I mentioned Intel, UVXY, Google, you brought up. Pfizer, I mentioned it going into drugs like Bristol Myers, GDX. So these are stock target on the bottom. I brought up coin.
Yeah.
So whether or not we're not bringing up tertiary or these widely stocks. We're bringing you stocks. Nothing attracts a crowd better like a crowd. You want to get into a restaurant that's got a 2-year wait? I want in too. Doesn't mean I'm going to wait 2 years, but I'm going to be interested. I'm not going to be going to the restaurant that's got nobody in it. This is where you go to with price action, volume, and range. We edify it with auction flow, maybe the trend, obviously. And it's quite really that simple. We get to your level, it's getting to know your style. I don't have a better style. Coach doesn't have a better style. But after 30 years and 40 years, Coach knows his style better than maybe other people knows their style. That's what separates things. We all know what to do. There it is. I mean, obviously the Nasdaq's weak. So you get to know your style. And like Coach says, without rules and a couple of rules, there's chaos. Very important. Thanks, Coach.
You do a great job, Mike.
You do, Coach. You definitely inspire me and keep me sharp. I don't want to let you down.
All right, buddy. Thank you. See
Cheers.
everyone in the room, bring your best work.
Cheers.
And you know what? If it's not great now, it will become great because you'll feel accountable.
Just like this whiskey in my mug. It'll be greater in a couple of hours because it'll be aged. I'm
Yeah.
only kidding.
Cheers.
There's tea. Cheers, everyone.